Today we're having Anta from the Mandala Chain. He's a co-founder of Mandala Chain, and today we're gonna ask you questions about some features like on the mainnet, staking, bridging.
Hello, guys. Thank you, John. So happy to be here. It's quite a long time. I'm not doing AMA, so it's basically all my team doing that. So yeah, so for Mandala Chain, we are parachain of Polkadot now, and we are focused on onboarding government, enterprise, and also public application being one, seamlessly integrating together. And our focus is to creating safe space for digital interaction, including payment and also cybersecurity and digital trust and digital confidence. So what we are doing, we already starting this project since 2021, basically the concept, and then we started developing in 2022 to 2023, and we got the parachain slot in 2024, so last year. And we now currently our private testnet is already live. So we are waiting for the release of public testnet, and then we are preparing for launching mainnet as soon as possible, because there's quite a lot of use cases. It's already on our application, on our chain. And then we also there will be finance, and quite a lot of projects already discussing with us, finance projects, staking, and we also bridging quite a lot of ecosystems on Polkadot also. We are creating enterprise grade and also for government chain, because some of the government cannot doing like a public blockchain, so we creating their private infrastructures, but the finality of the chain will be on our mainnet. So this is what we are doing.
Yeah, nice. So basically, governments they can deploy private blockchain on top of Mandala Chain and get secured by Polkadot.
Yes, this is what the idea, because we are saying that the Polkadot is the best chain for the the security, and this is basically what the idea of Dr. Gavin Wood. We are embracing the idea, and we already starting to discuss with the government since in 2021. So since COVID, we start to explaining what is blockchain is it. And then in 2022, we got the development started. We just want to make sure that blockchain it's good. We want to putting the benefit of blockchain. It's not only for finance transaction, but also I think it's more than that. So this is the idea of Mandala Chain.
Yeah, right. Great. Your product ID Chain, it aims to onboard 100 million users. So that's pretty ambitious and it's super cool. Why does Indonesia need a decentralized identity in the first place?
Yes, there is quite a lot of problem of identity, and maybe I will go first is explaining about digital trust and digital confidence, which is where the futures of digital ecosystem will jeopardize of that. Indonesia has a very big population, which is the netizens, the people in Indonesia. It's quite so on internet. Most of them, we have 70%, more than 70% internet penetration all around the country. And the problem we have now is like the structure for identity is not quite good enough. So there is quite a lot of problems of the fraud, the breaches, data breaches, and the using of the personal data in a wrong misuse. The misuse of the data, which is still have a problem since 10 years ago. So when we will want to go and doing the digital transformation massively in this country, the first thing if we want to do it right, we need to protect all of the people in Indonesia. So that's why decentralized identity, the digital identity, is the only solution for now for in Indonesia. This is why the ID chain coming. So ID Chain is a collaboration. It's not only with Mandala Chain, but also with Pandi. Pandi is the organization that manage .id domain, which is .id. Maybe you guys know .id is it's .identity is basically .Indonesia, but because the .id and the digital identity, we see that it's like this is opportunity to creating a protocol and infrastructures to helping starting in Indonesia. So basically, 100 million users is not only from ID Chain. It will be the ID Chain is the first layer. So we are now embracing and talking with the government. We are promoting the confidence infrastructures, the digital confidence infrastructures, which is the base layer is blockchain. The chain is Mandala Chain. Polkadot is also inside that. But in the next layer is identity and access management, which is ID chain will be that one. So when we are talking about futures data management, so we are based on the user centric. So that's why digital identity is so important. And in Indonesia, there is a law that called PDP, Personal Data Protection Law, which is the same like GDPR in Europe.
Yeah.
But the problem here is like the law is already there, the enforcement is there, but the tools for protecting and like representing the law is not there yet. So this is why ID Chain, we develop it so it can be infrastructures for supporting this law. And now we have a lot of data breach in Indonesia. I mean, we have more than 200 million people and almost the same like US, and it's like going to add all of the archipelago of Indonesia, which is big. And the only solution for doing this with a very seamless way is the decentralization mechanisms. So we are promoting this, and we are already speaking with a lot of organization, a lot of with the ministry, and also with the minister, and doing the identity in Indonesia. And we are considering to starting testing it in Indonesia. So this is why we are so ambitious and why we are believe, because it's not about believing and ambitious. It is about the certainty that we want to make sure that we can protect the identity of Indonesia if we want to go forward for digital transformation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is great. Building a dedicated blockchain, and even is not even a blockchain, and the whole infrastructure for Indonesia, which is the largest region. And can you walk us through the plan? How are you planning to support and enhance provincial government of West Java?
So yeah, West Java is the biggest region in the country, which is the citizen. Yeah, John is right. There is like more than 50 million people is living there. The problem about data, it's always a big problem over there, and there is a lot of loss on digital wealth over there also. And the complication for handling, because West Java is also handling really big area, which is there is a city, there is a village, there is a mountain, there is a hill, and a beach also inside that. So they have a complication of maintaining connection and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And also because there's quite a lot of people, a lot of city, a lot of the area inside of West Java province. So West Java is a province, and then there's quite a lot of region and city inside of West Java. They have a complication of integrating interoperability and handling quite a lot of data of the users. They even don't have a same protocol for one region to another region inside of the province, West Java. So they think that this need to having a change. There is quite a lot of things need to be in one protocol. A lot of things need to be in one alignment. This province is also a very advanced province, which is the first like number one digital transformation province in Indonesia also. So they already putting blockchain as one of their in their regulation about technology and digital transformation. So this is also blessing for us to go there. And then
Nice.
when we implementing blockchain over there, we already implement now. Our blockchain is running. They are already producing block, and there is Sumedang Regency, Karawang Regency, and also city of Bandung. Now we started to integrating their application and making a smart contract on top of this private chain, West Java chain. So we want to protect them every single data that they have. They have a digital stamp, so therefore there is no more misuse, and and the procedure is right. We just want to prove that the procedures for every single services that the government have is right. They have a proof for every single transaction, for every single data request, for every single SOP. They already have the stamp on digital on their blockchain. So this is what we are doing, and it's starting to helping them by implementing. So this is not a final step. Implementing the blockchain over there is the first step. So we already done the first step. The second step is now is like creating and implementing a lot of application on the province and all the region and city inside of the West Java to onboard on the chain. And also we also now like helping them to creating people like resources, like people we are training them. We also helping them to consulting them to how to putting some of their application, how to creating a protocol, how to implementing it on finance sides, on the certification, on the permit and everything. So this is not the end of journey. We just starting the journey. This is like first milestone is done in West Java, and they are already declared also on media. And then now we go to the second step, implementing all the applications one by one. Because what we are doing in West Java want to create blockchain as a services. So they make our chain private over there, the Mandala application chain. This is our private chain infrastructures. They're making it private over there, and because you maintaining blockchain is quite highly cost, it's only province can do that. So they spending their money to preparing the infrastructures, and then we install the MAC on top of that, on the infrastructure that they already built. So this is what we are doing, and we are glad that this is one of the big use case that the Treasury also supporting us. So there's Polkadot technology is already in West Java, and based on that, now the blockchain on West Java they promoting to all of the cities and regions. So there is 28 city and regions inside of a West Java province. There is already 3 committed to starting integrating one of their application. So there's like Sumedang, Regency of Sumedang, City of Bandung, Karawang Regency. They are starting to integrating. So they are promoting to every single region that they have the blockchain infrastructures. So they don't need to, every single region don't need to invest more to creating their own blockchain. They're just using the province blockchain, and they just focus on creating the dApps or transforming their current application to Web3. So this is what we are doing.
Right. As you mentioned, for each city is going to be a separate app that is connected to Mandala Chain. For example, if you need to integrate another city to the network, so how it looks like, they're just connecting their application to the whole blockchain infrastructure, or is it a separate network?
Basically, West Java already have the network, the private. The finality of this network will be on Mandala Chain. This network is hosted by West Java. And then for every single city, they have their current application. I mean, all the city's government, they have their own application. Each of the city has almost like 50 until 100 application, each of the city. So you can imagine there's quite a lot of application, right? So for each application, we know that if we asking them to like rewrite all of their application, rebuild all their application, I mean they will say no with that. So what we are doing is we creating another protocol that helping them to interact with the blockchain, interact with our blockchain through API only. So that is why the job of blockchain analysts and being assist them to mapping their current application to blockchain is a very important job. This is what we are doing also over there. We also like creating our office over there also to helping the province of West Java to go to every single regency and like discussing with them how to mapping the current application to Web3. So each of the city will not making their own chain anymore, because to maintaining chain and creating and maintaining blockchain is not an easy job. I think all of you agree with that. So otherwise, if we want to go with right, it doesn't mean that you need to having a blockchain in day one. No. So you can starting on, we asking the city, okay, let's creating a pilot and go what application is really vital. And let's focus on the personal data and also need protection. The data need to be, have a good integrity. So we start with that, and we built the API and smart contract for them, interact and testing with the application, and then connect with the blockchain that West Java has. So this is how we're doing. So we are not creating another network on top of the West Java. No need. But if we don't know in the future, but now I think the lack of resources, the human resource in every single city, it's still have a problem if we putting the resource they need. Every single city need to be blockchain now, has a blockchain now. I think the problem is the resources. Who will be managed? Who has the knowledge enough? But in province, because we already trained them, and we also has an office that like side by side with the ICT department office in West Java, which is we also have a dedicated staff over there. to maintaining, helping the West Java and like assist them. So this is why it makes sense for us. This focus, West Java will be focused, the province government will be focused on the protocol level, the blockchain level, but every single city, they just focus on the services level, which is their application.
Yeah, got it. In terms of scalability, Mandala Chain can host whole Indonesia, not only just West Java.
Yep.
How many private networks can you deploy on top of Mandala Chain? For example, Indonesia, maybe the whole Asia Pacific region.
I think I don't know what exactly the number is, but we are aiming to focus on Indonesia first. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to another country, because we also have a discussion with another country now. But now we just focus on finding the right, because so the job to go to every single government it's my job. It's basically my job. I go to all of the government and the ministries, not only the local government like province or regency or city. I also go to the central government like ministry. So the problem is not the technical side, is basically it's the commitment of the leader.
Okay.
So if the leader have a commitment to us, like signing agreement or signing MOUs, LOI or something like that, then we are happy to help them. Because the problem is it's not the technology, because we can help them. We already have it. Polkadot have a very good technology. It's good enough for us. And then we also have a talent to support them. So this is not the problem of talent and the technology anymore. And also we, for the funding, I mean, we have quite a lot of support from the Polkadot community to implementing this solution. So this is not about that anymore. So we are focused on the commitment. We are now because the base is not about technology, not about money, not about resources. So the only thing is leadership commitment. So now we have a commitment from West Java and all of the city in West Java. Now the next one is Bali. Now we are discussing with province of Bali and Denpasar city, which is we are putting a very long-term planning for Denpasar city, which is there is where we born. Denpasar city is where Mandala Chain born. So we all want to implementing over there, and also we always have a speak with another province. We speak with like 4 province now. We just make sure that they can get the idea and make sure that the government, the leaders putting like the digital transformation for the futures on blockchain. So we are starting doing that with the province. And so asking your answering your question, how many, we just think that we are now growing step by step for implementation, because the government is not easy. And I mean, there's quite a lot of project want to go to the government, and it's quite a long run. It's quite hard to do it. But we are glad that there's quite a lot of support that we have from local government over here. So based on that, we are seeing that step by step, like how many we are focused on Indonesia. We are thinking about, Indonesia has a 34 province, so we are focused on 34 province. But if there is until most of the province using it, because every single province has a different kind of focus, and every single province also have a different kind of leadership knowledge. So we are focused on a very major province like West Java, Bali, and then Jakarta, and then East Java, Yogyakarta, Middle Java. So we are focused on the very major, but yeah, this is how we are doing. We hope that we get most of the major province using our blockchain. I think there is good enough to representing Indonesia. So yeah.
I was recently in Bali and had an experience working with crypto. And as someone who keeps most of their money in crypto, I can say that the experience wasn't seamless at all. So I had to deal with shady brokers on Telegram, arrange meetups with cash couriers, and send crypto on the spot. So my question is, when do you think we'll see real crypto payment adoption in Indonesia?
This is quite a very interesting topic, because Now the regulators of crypto is already changing from one entity to another. The finance authority now it's handling the crypto side. And for this problem, which is yeah, this is really near from me because I live in Bali and I know what you are talking about. It's quite a lot of
Okay.
problems also. But there was also an opportunity. I mean, we also like me and also the Ministry of Creative Economy, the Finance Authority, some of the exchange. And now it's like discussing with the Finance Authority because we are saying that this illegal transaction it's giving only bad thing to Indonesia. It is the first one. We cannot guarantee. We cannot making a guarantee to the guy for doing the transaction in Telegram. And if something wrong, it can be bad for us also. The bad name for us for Indonesia and Bali, which is it's not good for us in Bali, especially because we are on tourism. Tourism is based on trust and based on safeness. So we still this discussion like did we like a week ago. I'm meeting with one of the staff of Indonesian Central Bank, also discussing about this, how we can collaborate, and I also speak with one of the big payment gateway in Indonesia that we are discussing how we can conquer like solving this problem. The next the next thing is like a loss for Indonesia if we don't tackle this as soon as possible is the loss of tax. So the potential of tax from crypto is really big. This is why we want to like Indonesia need this very much to grow our country. So with this kind of transaction, it needs to be acknowledged by the government and can be a potentially tax evasion for this transaction. So it's basically now it's the initiation is already running. We are even like having sandbox for this kind of wallet. So there is some of application in Indonesia which is already acknowledged by the government. I think there is a two wallet like that. I cannot say the name, but you can searching in Indonesia. That doing like the authority of finance already acknowledged them and putting them as in the sandbox, regulatory sandbox, because Indonesia is now actively want to learn, want to find what is suitable that regulation for Indonesians and also can supporting the innovation of crypto. So this is like to find a balance between protecting and innovating is kind of challenging in Indonesia itself because it's quite a big area and yeah, I think government try their best and we are seeing that like the CBDC project Indonesia has like all the ministry now like focus on also like pushing forward to having a stable coin like that also for the payment. Why? Because without stable coin for implementing blockchain to focusing and helping all the businesses doing contract like for example like issuing a letter of guarantee like that, it's kind of difficult if we want to putting all the contract on smart contract. So it means it needs stable coin to putting there. And also if there is no stable coin, the for enterprise blockchain, for government blockchain, is quite difficult for us to create the expansion and implementation is quite difficult for us because the volatility of token is not good for government and also for enterprise. So this is like we are seeing that the government, in my perspective, they are really trying hard to keep up, and I think I'm hoping that like the next year or year after we can get the regulation right because this is quite a lot loss for Indonesian government and loss for the tax evasion, loss for the integrity. It's quite a lot of things. So
Yeah.
we hope that yeah we are seeing the crypto payment adoption. There is one law in Indonesia. All the transaction in Indonesia need to be on rupiah, which is this
Mhm.
is why the pushing forward for implementing crypto is the only way to do it is by creating the CBDC and or creating a stable coin of rupiah. So with
Mhm.
that, I think the implementation will be going crazy after the government, you know, announce that their regulation, but I don't know when. They are staying on the sandbox now.
Any alpha for the Indonesian CBDC? Where is going to be hosted? And is it going to be hosted by private blockchain secured by Polkadot? What do you think?
There's quite a lot of thing for this. I mean, the government is really want to doing right. We also discussing with a lot of stuff for CBDC, but to be honest, I don't know the detail inside of that because there's quite a big team. Yeah, we try our best to promoting our chain, which is that doesn't mean that everything need to be in one chain. Maybe it will be interoperability of with other chain maybe. So this is why on Mandala Chain we are focused also on interoperability. It's not only on Polkadot side, but also we are EVM compatibility. That is why like we want to open when the government, maybe the CBDC, we hopefully with Polkadot. But if not, we still connected with them also. So this is like it's either way, with win-win. So this is like this is what we are aiming to do.
Sure. Hopefully, you'll see the integration really soon and the launch of CBDC in Indonesia.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully.
Yeah. So my last question is about Polkadot Blockchain Academy. And so we recently knew that the PBA is teaming up with Mandala Chain to launch campus in Indonesia and make it as a Web3 hub. What are your expectations for the partnership and what could you tell us about it?
This is really a dream come true for me. So I also graduated. I'm graduated from PBA last year in Hong Kong, which is I'm one of the alumni, and I really glad that I am be in PBA. So the PBA giving me a broader perspective of blockchain, giving me a lot of insight. And starting from PBA, after that, the project of Mandala Chain going crazy. Why? Because I have enough knowledge to explaining blockchain for the government and enterprise. So it's not like before, before the PBA, my knowledge is not that high about blockchain. So when the government and enterprise asking me quite a lot of questions, I cannot answer it because I need more knowledge and more understanding about blockchain. But how PBA forming their curriculums, starting with the cryptography and then going to every single detail of the blockchain, is giving me an aha moment. And when that kind of thing is happening in my head, I'm putting in a book, I putting in my note and everything. And when I go to the government and go implement, explaining to my team, explaining to the government, it's kind of clicking quite fast. This is why because of that, I just say, I hope PBA can be in Bali. I mean, like I'm also speak with Dr. Gavin Wood in the graduation of my PBA, and I'm showing our building that's supported by the government, the Bali Blockchain Center building, like showing and asking Dr. Gavin Wood, sir, we are so honored if you can come to our building, and maybe if you have time, our campuses, I can invite all the campuses all around Indonesia, and maybe you can like lecture them about GAM, And at that time, Dr. Gavin would just say, I'm excited too. So that time, like I'm speaking with the PBA team, like how we can do it in Bali, maybe doing alumni event in Bali. But then suddenly, we are forming Mandala Blockchain Academy. So this is our academy arm, which is Mandala Blockchain Academy is the one who connected and arranging PBA. So suddenly they said that let we come to Bali and learn about Bali and seeing what Indonesia can offer to PBA and to the Web3 spaces. And then when PBA coming, we bring them to all the campuses that we already have an agreement with speaking with the government that's supporting us, and we're explaining all of the use cases already running. We even demo our use cases that funded by the treasury, some of them. We demo it to PBA and say, this is how the blockchain, the knowledge that you give me, representing and like manifest, like make it happen in not only in crypto side, but also in intellectual property, in digital identity, in everything. And they are we, we are seeing like a same vision. Yeah, and the problem in Indonesia for this implementation, because it is the lack of developers, so we don't have enough local developers, good local developers. This is
Mhm.
why we have a problem. So what we are expected from PBA is maybe September. This September, the PBA campus is our kickoff and also the the main event. But what I'm expecting from PBA, and we already discussed with PBA, because I think there will be not only September. So we are with Mandala Blockchain Academy in the country, we can help to making this not only one-time thing. So we want to nurturing the campus. We go to all the campus in around of Indonesia, and we also helping them to keep up to the level that on the PBA. We collaboration with PBA X Mandala Mandala version, which is it for the local developers. We even creating the class that focus on rationale. So you're preparing to joining the PBA. So we hope that with this kind of initiation, we can hopefully we can get a lot of local developers in Indonesia to joining and accepted in PBA campus in Bali. So this is what we are expected. So this is we want to, because if you want to putting blockchain as our main digital transformation technology beside AI, we need to having a good talent and broader resources on human. It needs to be a lot of understanding. So we already speaking with 5 university in around Indonesia and Bali that agree to discussing with us and putting blockchain as one of their curriculums. So this is what we are doing with PBA, and we are glad. Team PBA team is cool, bro. They are really amazing. So this is why we are happy to working with them, and with the same vision, we want to make sure that in September it's. But the one thing that you need to be expected, the PBA in Bali will be different.
Yeah,
Remember,
sure.
Bali is a culture spaces, which is I have I'm written the article in media in Indonesia, which is in Bahasa Indonesia, about the concept, the philosophy of blockchain, the philosophy of decentralization, the philosophy of proof of works. It's basically already in Bali long time ago. It's already in Indonesia. So when I'm explaining about blockchain to the government, I don't need to explaining what blockchain is. I just explaining this is this philosophy, but in digital. And they just say, huh? Oh yeah, that's right. So based on that, we are seeing that is a in Bali, the PPA will be so blended with the culture. It will be so peaceful, because Bali is a healing place. If you want to heal, you come to Bali, and then there's quite a lot of things to do to heal. So we will combining healing, combining spirituality, learning with holistic. So it's learning is not only with your head, but also with your heart and with your right consciousness and with right vision to making humanity better. So this is will be blending on PBA in Bali. So you will expect something different from another PBA that we have. So we are so excited about this. The PBA team and MBA team now it's like collaborating and cooking this together. And hopefully on September, we will have quite a lot of people coming. We also have a Bali Blockchain Summit that time. So you also can coming, or with PBA will be over there. And also we have a summit over there. So yeah, so this is what we are doing, and I'm expecting not only I'm also already speaking with the team with PBA, with Marina and Dizzy, with the team over there. That I don't want this only one time thing. Maybe the PBA campus, yeah, is one time over in Bali, and then you can move everywhere. But I want a long term. I want a long term collaboration, because Indonesia need this. Indonesia need this. We need this. If we want, we have a vision to putting Indonesia on the top, because the vision Indonesia 2045, the digital vision Indonesia 2045, already putting blockchain as a core technology for digital transformation and data protection. You can search on the internet; there is already there. I mean, this is like announcement from the government that they acknowledge blockchain. But the problem is the knowledge and the resources, the student, the people, on now still, like most of them still thinking blockchain is crypto. So this is like the only implementation for blockchain is only crypto. So this is, we need more people that has a deeper knowledge. It's not only about the DeFi side, but also beyond that. So for making this kind of resources, we need a right curriculums, we need the right team, we need the right mentors, and we are seeing PBA has it. So with collaborating with them, we hope that this will be like long term. And yeah, but I'm so damn excited for the PBA in September. You know.
Yeah, for sure. I wish you all the best. I wish you good luck, guys, in this
Thank
collaboration.
you so much.
Yeah, PBA already got so many great alumni, including yourself, including Mandala Chain and other great names that are growing right now in the ecosystem. And yeah, I wish you all the best in educating, in onboarding new developers and people into the Polkadot ecosystem. Yeah,
Yep.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all questions from my side. So much appreciated for coming to this call. So thank you so much,
Likewise.
Desiree. Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.